we're early. Sometimes it's good to be early. But our show starts at a specific time. You should remember that. Let's get started then, shall we?
Dillon, I don't give a what you think about a co-host and freshen up my show.
It might not be flashy, but sometimes you just got to toss another person to make a statement.
My show's about the People's Podcast. Everyone has a voice. I don't need a co-host. Go listen to one of the other 5,000 shows with a co-host because they don't have a mouth like the big guy.
Opie, are you a career killer with Tim Sabian, yourself, and many others?
Be myself. Never had real issues with those people. They just understood that I was a different bird. The rest of them, though, I'm like, oh, shut up. I'm paying your salary because the ratings are so good, so shut up.
Live from somewhere, it's
Dillon.
And that is a little bit of some fresh beats from our host for today. Hello and welcome whenever you are listening to this episode of Co-Host Auditions. I am your co-host, Dillon, and today it's Halloween, so I am dressed up like the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar roast, just like I was in 0-degree weather up in Rochester, New York. Oh boy, that lousy Smarch weather is going to be back for the Stuttering John one-man show. I don't think we're going to make it. I think he will not be at that Stuttering John one-man show. I believe we will have some type of replacement show with Carl Hamburger filling in for our buddy who is very difficult to deal with, as we have seen very publicly. But hopefully my host today, Elise Edwards, will not be as difficult to deal with. She has been somewhere around this Dabbleverse for a few months now, with Ray DeVito having her on his show regularly. And this is a suggestion from Candlewax in the Discord. I didn't think there was much to Elise, because anytime you see someone on Ray DeVito's show, there is not much going on there. But I think there is a lot that Elise has to offer as a host, so she will be taking the reins of this show today. We are looking at episode 5 of the Elise Edwards Experience. Trouncing on Jim Cornette's territory there, Elise. And this is from a month ago. Looked like 1 to 2 months ago. She was really giving this the old try, and has since faded away. Maybe a proper co-host would get her back into the world of live streaming. Thank you for joining, Misha. And yeah, I'm happy that it was brought to my attention that Elise is an interesting individual, because Ray DeVito, it doesn't get across that she's an interesting individual based on what you see on Ray DeVito. So take it away, Elise. Whenever you're ready, Elise. See, you put an intro at the beginning, Elise. That way you don't have that awkward blank screen there for a bit before adding yourself. And hello. Thanks for greeting us, Elise.
Welcome. Hello. Please let me know if you can hear me. My name is Elise Edwards, aka Elise Adamkara, aka DJ Jouet. And I am kind of doing...
Oh, DJ Jouet. If you check out the name over here on the Twitch, this hasn't been active for 3 years. So she, very much like other artists, like myself, starts a lot of projects, and then with the follow-through has varying results. But DJ Jouez, I thought that was DJ Jews. Thank you for clearing that up for us, Elise. DJ Jouet. So will you be doing some... Oh my goodness. That background. I'm kind of a stickler for backgrounds, and you work with what you've got, which is why instead of just a white wall, I have 8x10s and my various puppets behind me. Oh, this kitchen. Oh my goodness, this kitchen, Elise. And it doesn't sound like you have a mic either.
Doing my show that I used to do on Instagram on
As your co-host, I very much recommend that you get a microphone for this show. And certainly there's something. Ooh, look at all that liquor up top. I am not a liquor person myself. I have a few beers at the house in case when I'm out and I'm not done drinking yet. Is that Beam? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different bottles of liquor there. Elise, you are a home drinker. I myself am not a home drinker. I drink socially while I'm out. And yeah, sometimes you need to keep that buzz going once you get home. So I just have a little supply for that last final boozery.
YouTube right now because, I'm like kind of doing this YouTube thing, I guess. I think this is something that I was supposed to be doing.
I guess is the proper wording since this was your next to last episode a month ago.
During quarantine and didn't actually do, but
thanks for tuning in, Welsh Salty. He's in the comments. Very excited to see Elise today. And she's very good with her drinking to not put it on the air. That's actually not a good idea to be drinking on air for most people.
I am. It sounds very tiny. Oh, tinny. Sounds very
and she has the StreamYard logo up there in the upper right-hand corner. So you are not paying for this StreamYard. That limits you on what you're able to do. You could not do this co-host audition the way I do. You need to pay something per month in order to broadcast different videos as this does.
Tinny, eh?
Tinny Tim.
Is that better or is that worse? Do tell me. I'm not monitoring myself on YouTube, but in any case,
I'm monitoring myself on YouTube every time now, ever since they gave me a strike for an episode that was clearly transformative content, but the striking bots, they don't like calling a ball. They like calling a strike and an out.
Any of you that are, I don't know if, the Miserable Men show or...
I don't think the Miserable Men exists anymore, does it? That just got transformed into the BS show and the Uncle Rico show.
Sorry, BS show is still going on. I assume it probably is, but I was just like, cool. I gotta go live. I gotta do some stuff.
All right, let's jump ahead while you figure out what stuff you're gonna do.
Really made little
progress. Beloved chatter. I hear you're a beloved chatter all over the Dabbleverse, and we would love to have you on Chatting with Beloved Chatters on Wednesdays. I might change that to Thursdays coming up. Well, in general, once I get a job, there needs to be some changes to the lineup of when I'm streaming.
You, Elise, beloved chatter. Thank you for that. Yeah, I'm in total agreement. I really feel like the rug got pulled out from under me at the end of May. And so I definitely spent time in what just seems like kind of like an analysis paralysis for the first half of June. And then...
An analysis paralysis. That's the first time I heard of that rhyme. Is that just where you're trying to self-diagnose and you can't quite figure it out?
I had some things that kind of moved it forward, but not so much. And then July, I was just kind of like, you know what? Why don't we just ride this wave of, I don't know. The best thing I can do is just live my life and talk to some of you fine people, see how you guys are feeling out there.
It's beloved chatter, both on my screen and Elise's screen. Neat.
In the what is this? The YouTube universe, the online universe? I don't know. And now I feel like we're starting to get...
If you've seen that Seinfeld episode with the Two-Face, that woman who is very attractive in some lightings and unattractive in others, I find that very accurate with Elise. I find her to be very attractive in some lightings and not at all in other lighting.
At our bearings.
Got to find your good side.
In terms of no one's going to fix this other than me. And if I don't know exactly what I want to do or need to do about it.
If you yell at it a while, it might fix it.
Fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it. Fix it, fix it, fix it.
Did it fix it?
Why don't I just take a breath, ballpark what I think I need to do or what I want to do for the next 6 months, and then just take it one day at a time.
Apparently, the next 6 months does not include streaming because you had one more episode after this. But that's why I'm here. I can kickstart your streaming career, and neither one of us are monetized, so son of a bitch.
But do it like after Mercury turns retro or turns direct on the 15th. So that's kind of like the long and the short of it. Have you guys heard about Matt Rife? I know. I feel like I'm giving this guy Matt Rife.
I know of him.
I got really, I mean, there's some comics that I'm like really excited about, and I don't know if I'm so excited about him because he's not my favorite comedian because I haven't seen a ton of his comedy yet.
And I have nothing to add to Matt Rife, so let's jump again. Beloved Chatter, once again on a double screen, we have picture in picture with Beloved Chatter.
How different is this? I know I would really love if I could. I think I could fit like a camera crew or something like that in my kitchen, but I can't really move the island away from where this is. Oh,
You might want to get a backdrop. I haven't done the green screen myself. A lot of people are doing the green screen. They've got varying results. Some people, it becomes where the green screen is like eating them because I guess they haven't dialed in the specifics on how to get the green screen going for them without actually having a green screen. Elise is immune to yeah. Let's try that again. Take 2. Elise is immune to Matt Rife's charms. That's a +1, says Beloved Chatter. Meanwhile, on her screen, Beloved Chatter says, I am a big bacon baker. I put a little water in there with it. This is the Beloved Chatter show. Usually that's a different show completely than co-host auditions, but Beloved Chatter is just taking over the channel today.
thank you, WW. That's like really
You don't want that, Elise. You do not want that. I stay steadfast in my opinion that Shuley should not be in charge of the Shuley Network. His executive producer should be in charge, whoever that may be. It probably doesn't work in the network yet, but the decisions that fellow has made since January, I think he needs someone who's more in charge of his own network than he is. He still has the ability to fire him, but I think you need to listen to someone else.
Kind of you. Yeah. I mean, all I have to do is actually put like a full proposal of what to do.
Oh, and good for Ray DeVito for finally leaving that network. It seemed like they were trying to push him away ever since Pottstown, and he was just sticking around. Very much like the Grinch's heart, Ray DeVito's balls grew several times that day.
What to do. My issue is also, one, I don't know how much in the Dabbleverse I want to get like involved with because
Uh-oh, that doesn't bode well for me wearing this Kareem Abdul-Jabbar roast costume if she's not into the Dabbleverse. And get away from Ray. He is full-on Dabbleverse. He is Hackamania running wild. And it's the opposite of Opie and Anthony. I've said it a few times. People used to say, like, Opie and Anthony, it's like having a conversation with your friends, but it's on the radio, and it's just so fascinating. Ray DeVito with Elise and Ari Jane is like those boring conversations with your friends that no one needs to hear. Well, Salty, they wanted Ray as a lolcow. Elise and Tracy Jane are Ray's only trusted friends. Yeah, they were not treating Ray like a fellow comedian. That's what pushed me away from watching the Shuley Network regularly. Is like, man, you should treat him, Ray DeVito, like a peer, but like a foolish person. You're trying to treat him like a full-on lolcow, and I was not a fan of that.
Don't like gossiping about other people.
But then again, Ray DeVito's behavior is not helping him either in getting people to treat him like a non-lolcow.
The only reason I'm even talking about Ray is because you guys asked.
Of course we're going to ask. Every time we see you, it's with Ray. You were on Ray again the other night, right after I said, boy, I never want to see Elise on Ray DeVito's show again. There you were again.
And then, yeah. The other thing is I really like to like get up in the morning.
So a morning show.
I like to get up in the morning and like do stuff. And basically they already have that programming set in stone.
I'm anytime with the sex stuff. What stuff are you talking about, Elise?
5 days a week. So I don't really know what that leaves me.
Wait, are you saying you wanted to live stream 5 days a week because you just do it. Like me and June, I started with 3 days a week, then upped it to 5 days a week, and an hour a day is all you really need from me at that many days a week.
On 5 days a week. So and basically they already have that programming set in stone 5 days a week.
Okay,
So
she's talking about the BS show. Let's get off this Shuli network, shall we? Hopefully, at this point, she's talking about something else. And we've got some tea there on the oven. I guess you're more of a tea lady than a coffee lady. I am a coffee man myself.
I don't, you know, I like the clips when I see them online and they make me laugh. Oh my gosh, yes, I completely believe in this. Moderna should change their ticker symbol to VAX. Hacka hacka. Great. I'm super in that. Oh, Ray's driving to Detroit right now. Is he? Please? Is he? Well, good. I hope he enjoys the 313.
Just can't get away from that DeVito, can ya? Love that DeVito.
Yes. Listen. Beloved chatter, you are speaking.
Oh, beloved chatter. I'll have to visit you when I visit my family in Maryland next.
You are singing to the choir here. I'm originally from DC. I'm originally from the DC area.
And I did see Elise wearing a Maryland shirt. That I thought she was a Jewish woman, and Candle Wax does not believe so. If you are a Jewish woman from Maryland, you are a twice chosen person. If you are not Jewish and from Maryland, you're only a single chosen person, like I am.
And dude, you know, there was a time, I grew up in that area my entire life. There was a time when you never.
Woo! Help get me away from my family when I'm up in Maryland, beloved chatter. That's something I learned not to stay for a week at a time. It is we don't get along at a full week at a time, a work week at a time. Me and my family can get along and not start hating each other.
You never spoke about what your political inclinations were, who you voted for. You just didn't talk about that. It was bad for business. Now it is the business of announcing or wearing on your hat or your shirt or, you know, sending your kids.
Quite literally with our buddy Stuttering John. He claims to have 2 of every shirt, but I bet that's only 1 Dark Brandon shirt because he's just trying to say, no, I do laundry. I've got 2 of them.
To school in, you know, something that has to do with your political.
I don't own a single thing with a political party on it because I do not buy into the machine. Vote third party, get 5% of the vote, throw a monkey wrench into the duopoly.
Affiliation. And it's like, when did that change? Also, I left that area because I had a hard time being in a place where.
It really changed when the country as a whole decided they don't like thinking for themselves. Go team, go. Let me put on my red or blue cap. Go team, go.
I mean, it's a lovely city and it has a lot of cool stuff and the people are cool and it has grown in terms of like culture and, you know, accessibility to like nightlife and stuff like that. But I just couldn't jive in a place where people thought it was super appropriate to like, you know, have a political opinion as a substitute for having a personality. And yeah, it didn't jive with me. I sent him a link. Should I?
Oh wow, she's that comedy show scrolling at the bottom. That's oh no, that's not coming up. That was a few months away. But well, missed you there in Jersey City.
Also accost him on my phone. He'll be like, "Why did you send me a link on Twitter, Elise? I was driving to New York. Don't you know my every move?"
Skål.
Oh my gosh, I can hear bacon sizzling. I'm super happy about it. Beloved chatter, I'm excited that you are in DC. I'll have to hit you up next time I am in DC. I'll probably have a DJ.
I'm stealing her ideas now and didn't even know it.
Engagement there before I have a comedy engagement, but you never know.
And once again, we can see that DJing in action right over here. Been 3 years since she broadcasted this.
My sister tunes in. I'm totally gonna have to play us some Mastercraft and maybe
DJ. Who's like I forget how she pronounced it. I want to say DJ Jews. That's the way it looks like it's pronounced.
That could change. I could actually get back on the horn and do stuff like hit up bookers and promoters like I used to and actually get booked on shows. But I'm just like, I don't know, man. I'm just like,
Is Dave Chauffeur still booking out there? He was a weird fella. Maybe one day we'll go down that rabbit hole of comedy bookers. Many of them wanted to be comedians themselves and couldn't quite do it, but they love the industry, so those who can't stand up book.
just like living my life. And I just, yeah. I don't know. I'm weird. If I'm not like completely like fully out and doing something, I'm usually, like I said, I'm like at home in glasses and slippers, like cooking or just doing something. I'm a shut-in.
Speaking of which, I noticed on all your videos, you haven't put too much into the visual element, as I do. I like to be visually interesting. It's, something that adds to having a visual element of what used to be primarily an audio medium, but now podcasting is vodcasting. And yeah, you could do a little shining up there as I do.
I'm a shut-in who also I have like two poles, two gears. I just go either like
Two
full out
poles.
or I'm like total shut-in.
That certainly sounds like bipolar. Bipolar 1 or bipolar 2? I bet you're a bipolar 2. Just like haven't been diagnosed, but oh boy, do I tick off a lot of those boxes on the DSM-4. I assume the DSM-5 is the same as the DSM-4 there, but I haven't got a look at the DSM-5.
Not even, this is a good point. This is regarding, 1971 Puffy, which by the way, love 1971, 71. Well, I just love the number 71, but also, Ray, this is in regards to Ray doesn't even know his every move. That is totally, totally true. Seamus McCallahan says leaving the house sucks.
The bed just feels so damn good, especially when you're in a depressive cycle. When you're in a manic cycle, fuck yeah! The world is your oyster.
Man after my own heart. I mean, I like leaving the house. I don't know. I just canceled a lot of stuff that I used to feel was necessary. Like I used to wear all the makeup. I used to do all the stuff. And now I'm just like.
But you're in a visual media. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Like, I haven't pointed out the days that I put makeup on, but sometimes I have a blemish that I'm like, a little bit of makeup. And of course, I lived out in Los Angeles. I have the little powder. It's nothing extensive, but sometimes a zit or my glasses sit wrong in my nose and leave marks here a little bit. Not today. So if you're looking for it today, not there.
It's like, dude, I'm ready to just be me. And if you can't handle it, then there's like, 8 billion other people on this planet. I think you're going to be fine. A lot of shows, good shows. Oh, really? In Edgewood? Where's Edgewood? Is Edgewood in Maryland? I never even heard of Edgewood. Is this one of those new neighborhoods that, by the way, these new neighborhoods.
Is that where John Yeager does his DMV comedy? He's been doing that for a fucking decade.
That keep popping up that aren't actually, historic neighborhoods, maybe the name of a village before there was.
Thanks for joining Dabble Storian. Looks like Cabby is making the rounds. I should reach out to him for chatting with, I'll have to slightly rename that from chatting with beloved chatters if Cabby comes in. Just like the guest that we will hopefully lock in for next week. I'm not sure if we're doing the pre-recording for tomorrow's chatting with beloved chatters. I know that the guest wanted to do a pre-recorded rather than live, so we will see what's up with that soon enough.
Was an incorporated city there. All of these places, like there was something about Massachusetts Avenue that never used to exist, and I was like, "Are you serious? These are all functions of marketing, of real estate marketing." Which
call Carl, the marketing expert, the podcasting expert. All hail Hamburger.
By the way, marketing and research, like market research and analysis of what would get people to pay this amount of money to move into a studio or a 1-bedroom apartment here. These are all real things.
Let's leap again. This is pretty long. There's a lot of leaping that we are doing here. And yeah, right here's what I'm talking about. This lighting isn't your best, Elise.
Commander Salamander, Just making sure I turn my oven off because it's getting hot in here.
Like Nelly, you got to take off all your clothes.
And yeah, we were buying, all this, all the cool alternative. I thought it was very European because the only time that I'd ever seen tights and stuff like that with different stuff like that.
There's a Chip Chipperson joke in there, but I am attempting to use that crutch less. That turned from a reference to a little bit of a crutch for me of using Chip Chipperson too often.
That were in European magazines, or when my stepmom would bring them back for my sister from Europe. But then when I went there as an older person, like as an adolescent,
there's times where she's catching the light correctly and incorrectly. Like she's going back and forth from attractive to me to non-attractive. As I said earlier, like a Two-Face from the Seinfeld episode, where certain lights, fuck yeah, it's your friend. Certain lights are not your friend.
/ teenager, right before Commander Salamander closed, I realized, oh, this is where like all the strippers and the trannies and the prostitutes, like all the streetwalkers were getting their swag. And I was like, was it always like this? And I just wasn't aware. I just thought it was like cool.
We're going to have to consult Jim Norton. I just cannot get away from Jim Norton, even when I'm not ripping off his characters. He is the hooker expert.
Costume stuff, or has it always been like that? I don't know. Similar to New York, but not on the same scale. At a certain
New York
in the 90s.
Unique New York. Certainly, as an actor, she is a SAG actor, very much like me. I should go ahead and not pay my dues. Yeah, I don't know. I thought I was going to move back to another acting community, but yeah, fuck that. I'm going to hang out here in the middle of somewhere for a while. Ooh, that's a nice face. Command Shift 3.
Late 90s into the 2000s, especially the late 90s. Like Clinton was definitely president when this was happening, but
I don't know if I agree with you, Isaac Walmart, that she's good for Ray, but of course he hates women. When I don't know what's good for Ray. Anytime I've tuned into Rock Bottom, I just tune right on out. I can do it in a watch party, like a Mystery Science Theater, to goof on Ray, but I just cannot watch it by myself. I find it very hard to watch. And not like a porno joke way, like a fucking hell type of way.
Shoot off all of the streetwalkers and all that kind of stuff that used to be on K Street. And yeah, it just became a different.
You are correct, Wits. If Elise was there at my home, zero makeup, hair in a bun, I would go for her. Yep. Yes, I would. Not going to deny that of DJ Jews, that I would go for. Yep, nothing else to add.
Different city. Oh, yeah. Great one. Okay, cool. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. The Georgetown, the Exorcist stairs, creepy. Right next to Dixie Liquor, which I'm not even joking. When I was younger, there were 2 places.
But I would try to keep her in the correct light because, as I said, hair up in a bun, no makeup. In certain lights, she's looking really great, and in certain lights, she is not. It's all with the lighting. Very much like with Rob Lowe. When I met Rob Lowe in person when I was an extra on a show he was working on, he looked a lot less dreamy than you would expect. A lot in what makes Rob Lowe attractive is also the lighting as well. And he knows his lighting and makes sure it's correct. So he looks dreamy all the time on television film.
Places that I could not wait to go to when I turned 21. And one of them was Dixie Liquor. And the other one was Madam's Organ in Adams Morgan. So fortunately, I have been to both of those places. Those establishments still exist and I love it. Fair point to you right here, Leo Gunn. Ray has an MBA allegedly and has never
Still on the Ray talk. Let's see if we can get off the Ray talk by leaking here.
I just really feel like there's some part of me and he that are just from the same planet. And maybe it's just the Detroit connection because my mom's from Detroit. But anyway.
Gross.
Ray will like the singing. You should start reading a book. This is a funny one. This is a great suggestion. Ray will like the singing. You should start reading a book aloud. That is a great suggestion.
Like Giggles the Clown. She does ASMR reading and gets a lot of gifts for doing that.
Love chatter. I'm liking this. I should be writing these down. Hold on, I'm gonna write this down. Really and actually. All right. We're taking suggestions of ways to absolutely to obviously amplify my content, but really to really
Keep putting it out. You slipped up by not keeping putting it out. Maybe you need someone helping you with the co-host. Hello. Maybe one of us will be monetized soon. Gosh darn it.
throw
5 times more subscribers, 5 times more watch hours is what I need. And this seems to be a good place as any to throw in the shill segment to ask you to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell to know when we go live, 11:30 a.m. Eastern on most days. And hopefully next week we will have the return of Nerds Without Dates that was put on hiatus after the YouTube strike bot decided to strike things that are transformative content and say, no, that's not transformative content. So like, subscribe. Dillon from somewhere on all applicable forms of social media. I need to go to TikTok more. I need 1,000 followers there. Detroit asking if Elise is at her grandmother's. She does decorate her kitchen like a Grammy, doesn't she? She is just getting all ready for that grandmother position right now. Those pictures there on her fridge. We can't see the alcohol as well. She must have pulled the camera down a little bit. That's something I always ask. Too much headroom? Not enough headroom? I don't know. But with this wig on and my hair being taller, that little extra headroom is just fine.
throw a curveball at Ray. We should have one for every time he's asked me to be. Maybe we should tally it between me and Carlos every time that he's ever asked us to be on a podcast with, like, same day.
Yeah, right there. You found your light. Don't move out of that light. Keep right there. That is the good light where I believe you are looking consistently attractive. Don't move too far left or too far right.
But yeah, I like this, reading aloud instead of doing
a visual medium after all
the shit. Yeah, read a book aloud. Read book to Ray. That's great.
Go dog go.
There are a lot of books that I would just like to read aloud. What is that?
Oh, there's a sexy librarian over on TikTok too that does erotic readings.
Everyone copied James Brown with 2 drummers, Grateful Dead, Allman Brothers, etc., etc. Yeah, well, if you haven't seen, obviously, I feel, or maybe you have seen It Might Get Loud and missed it, but there is just, it's Jack White talking about his, entree into music.
The Jack White review show? The Jacked Up review show theme is better than anything the White Stripes put out. I'm sorry, Jack.
And
someone tell Sully his name is Jack. Still doesn't know that, dumbass.
About how obsessed he was with it when he was a young person, to the point where at a certain point in time he moved his bed out of his room to make room for a second drum kit, and then he just slept on a mat in between, like on the floor, in the middle of the floor between 2 drum kits. And it's like, yeah, who needs a bed? 2 drum kits are the obvious answer. So yeah, that man is devoted to music and just like getting, like, just being there for when the muse like calls, and making some excellent tunes. And he's like, I don't need a bed. That's like so not necessary. But
air mattresses. I always have an air mattress. Well, I've had an air mattress for quite a while. It's not as good as a mattress, but it gets the job done.
Oh, I don't know. Neil Peart was basically 2 drummers. Yeah, I mean, there's like a bunch of drummers that are like basically 2 drummers.
I don't have too much to add with this music conversation. Let's do another jump.
Yes, Lord. Anyway, always getting ready. I mean, my sister screwed me over earlier this year because a business.
Ooh, was that on Brazzers where your sister screwed you over? Were you stuck in the dryer?
This agreement wasn't put in writing. It was just verbalized and confirmed 2 other times, and then it didn't go through. So I just, get it written, get it in writing, get it signed in blood, And just hope for the best is kind of where I'm at. Let's see. Oh, Cast. Yeah, Cast Media. Probably Cast Media. They did the same thing to Jim Cornette earlier this year. Yeah. So allegedly, again, maybe I will put the.
And that's still an ongoing series. The Jim Cornette Cast Media Does Colin Thompson Owe You Money? There is a new edition every single week. What a bunch of shady fuckers over there at Podcast One. They thought that all those podcasters were just going to lay down and take a fucking. They got good with, what's his name? Brendan Schaub. Podcast One got good with one of their big podcasters, tried to fuck over everyone else. But I do have to give a giant thanks to Cast Media and Podcast One for taking Sarah Silverman off the air. That show fucking hurts. Listening to the Sarah Silverman podcast is self-harm.
Link to Theo's video in the comments so that you can actually know what the particulars of this were. But yeah, it was Cast Media. And, he and a grouping of other podcasts do have a contract with them, a partnership with them. And yeah, he was saying in this video, and this number.
Just not as interesting without Jim Cornette and Brian Last saying it. Even when Carl tried to cover it, nowhere near as fun as the very passionate Jim Cornette. I could listen to him read a phone book.
Who, has a large platform.
He would read the phone book with gusto and passion.
Has been in the public eye and whatnot. He's making dough. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up, but if there's anything else, I have to tell you also on television.
20 minutes of wrapping up. You're as bad as I am.
This is I go through weird watching habits of what I watch on television, and I just crushed all of a show called Jamestown, which was a British production that was produced, or it came out in 2017. I think it ran from 2017 to 2019.
I've got nothing to add to the Jamestown conversation. So another leap. Let's get more into this 22 minutes of wrapping up. I do know that's a problem of mine as well, of wrapping up and then not doing it, and then wrapping up and then rambling for quite a while.
Yeah, Elise Anamkara. Anamkara means soul friend. I do also have an astrology out.
Oh, Anakara. So that's not your actual last name. I figured Edwards was a stage name and Anamkara was your real last name, but that's some type of hocus pocus name.
Outfit called Anamkara Astrology. And yes, if you want to book a reading and know more about that, you can always go on there. I don't have a co-host today, George, because I don't need a co-host. Plus,
she's really shitting on me, isn't she?
I hear that Ray is driving right now, but I did do him the discourtesy of just randomly sending him a link to join to his Twitter inbox.
No, don't bring him on. You two together are audio poison.
No explanation. And then I'm going to rail on him for not joining.
He's been trying to rail on you for years. That's why Ari Jane finally said, fuck this guy. She got tired of him trying to rail on her.
And then he's going to be like, but what the hell? You didn't give me any notice. Plus, I was driving to Detroit and blah, blah, blah. And I'm be like, what do you think everyone else is doing every time you send them a same day link to join and co-host on his podcast? So I'm probably not going to watch the one with Carlos Danger.
Get your name out there, but it's audio poison. And in this universe where we do adore a good hack, audio poison can be just as good as a good appearance.
Like that, but I appreciate you.
I mean, a lot of people bought tickets to the Stuttering John one-man show. People in this community love a trash fire, but I don't think that we're going to get that Stuttering John one-man show. He is pissing off his two partners in promoting that so much and putting all sorts of obstacles in the way. John, Cardiff and Vinny are trying to get you paid, to get you money. Fucking take it.
You keeping me informed, because obviously I had stuff to say about that. Everyone go and shout out Theo Vaughn. He's awesome. Everyone who's in New Jersey.
Theo Vaughn, who also spoke out against Cast Media and their predatory tactics.
Jersey or New York area. It's very, very close to the New Jersey Transit on exactly a week from today.
New Jersey Trans. There are a lot of Italian and Jewish women up there. I would probably be into the New Jersey Trans. That is my poison. Actually, my biggest poison is Latina and Jewish, but Latina and Italian, also quite. Did I say poison? I meant kryptonite. Kryptonite. Shut up and take my soul.
September 21st at Sip Studio, Sacred Comedy. Please follow Sacred Comedy on Instagram. If you are getting tickets,
Thank you, Dayla, for promoting the show I do with Annie. That is What Is This Game? It sounds like that the Quarry is being postponed. I got a notice from Annie. I believe we're doing XCOM instead of the Quarry, and I was just about to start my second play of the Quarry, so perfect timing to say, diverge, go over to XCOM. XCOM 2 kicks so much fucking ass. And there is Dabble Storian's channel as well. I believe he will be joining on Chatting with Beloved Chatters coming up soon, hopefully sooner than later. Dabble Storian making a big splash in this community of hackery and slackery. And I thought I had something there. Duke Phillips, why don't you just dress me down again?
Where's the joke? Sir, we're on the air. I know we're on the air, but where's the joke?
Wits as well as Duke Phillips waiting for a comedy show to be produced. I'm sorry that I am not delivering along with the rest of this hackverse. It does sound like the Dabbleverse is changing to be the hackverse. They are kind of being used interchangeably at the moment. But I dabble in so many things. I am partial to Dabbleverse.
There's a ticket link in my Instagram.
And now you're just plugging stuff. Let's a lot of which has already passed because this is quite a few months old. Your live streams have been stagnant. You said you don't need a co-host, but a co-host will pick up the slack for you if you are not feeling good and help you get a show done. And Command Shift 3, I'm a fan of that still shot too. Whoops, wrong button. Command Shift 3. All right, are you still plugging away several minutes later, or are you like me and wrapping up and then stopping, wrapping up and then getting it going again?
So that I can at least do like a live tour of it. It doesn't have to be huge, it doesn't have to be a national tour, but I really like to know people in real life. I do have I'm very uncomfortable only knowing people through the internet, especially, and I definitely don't like.
We are. I didn't peg you for an autist. Are you a fellow autist? You got a few of the behaviors.
Trying to relate to people that are actually bots. So I don't feel like you guys are bots. I think you guys are an awesome audience, and you guys have had a lot of fun stuff to say. You have been very. I love all this.
And I might as well do the same thing and give you guys a big thanks for being such an active chat today. Big thanks to Dayla for running the chat for me. That way I can focus on doing a show and I don't get sidetracked by just the chat. That is one of the critiques that people had of me, trying to do a little bit better by having someone sitting there in the back. So big thanks to Dayla for all his help.
This DC, Maryland, Virginia nostalgia. And I'm also happy that you guys are into bacon. And if you are into SoundCloud and music, it's just the first pass of this. I didn't even upload the correct one, so I'm going to have to upload the correct mix of it. But follow me at DJ Jouet, and also you can.
I can't spell that. DJ Jews I can spell. And let's get another taste of DJ Jouet. Jouet. All right. Jouez. Jouet. DJ Jouet.
From Dumfries, Scotland.
That's what DJ Jouet has to offer us. And there's should I get to the other video? Let's go to Elise's audition video. I find this fun. Her audition videos over here. Videos. Share this screen. Elise, nothing else matters. Fuck. I didn't. Oh, it's this one. So I went through this fucking process so many times of doing an audition, and I just find it funny, the judging the choices, really figuring out the choices, because every little motion you make with your hands, with your head, and your gestures, yep, an evil jester. So this is a self-taped audition that Elise did, and I just find it fascinating watching other people put themselves through this fucking torture.
These are the results of a field audit. Subject has elected to populate all habitable areas within.
Oh boy, and the guy reading along with her is not doing the best job. All habitable areas.
Array of giant, monstrous reptiles. She calls dinosaurs. Subject shows.
The dinosaurs. The subject shows. And it doesn't help you when the person reading along with you is a mushmouth like that.
For management, we're reminded of the limitations of recreational authority.
Like even this is a choice right here of active listening as a actor. As my acting teacher said, make sure you're not just going bullshit, 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 my line, bullshit, 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 my line, because the audience can see that you're just waiting for that chance to jump in and act instead of acting passively while actively acting.
How do you respond to that?
That guy was a total prick.
Why did you overstep your bounds?
This one day I was making some plants and I made one called marijuana.
Marijuana.
Yeah. And it had
She was kind of intense there in her active listening.
some hallucinogenic.
Okay, that's the part I saw earlier that made me laugh about this. The
Yeah. And it had some hallucinogenic properties.
Let's see.
Total mistake. It could have happened to anybody.
Okay, what does this have to do with?
I'm getting to that.
Okay.
So this one day I rolled this big old fatty, like the size of my forearm, right? And then I started thinking, whoa, giant lizards would be so cool. And then the first ones,
Oh, that was her looking for the lines. I know that look. That wasn't an active choice to do a pause. That was an, oh shit, what's next pause.
And then the first ones, they were nothing, like they were like puppies running around the backyard. And then they started to get bigger. And so then I needed to.
I always think of Will Ferrell from Talladega Nights. What do I do with my hands? You need to do something with your hands. And sometimes it just doesn't come to mind. Like, what would I naturally do with my hands? What would this character naturally do with their hands? And would it be different than what I do with my hands? Yes, us actors are very full of ourselves and think of these things.
To make other ones to keep them under control, and then I needed to make other ones to keep them under control, and then they all sort of got out of hand.
That's when you went into rehab.
After the asteroid, yeah.
And follow-up tests have all been negative, correct?
It's when she brings her hands up to her face that I'm like, this is an actor decision. This isn't completely natural. When she's putting her hands out there like that, it seems kind of natural, but the hallucinogenic and there, that seemed very unnatural, very like, I am going to do this, not like it's just happening. And there is the email just asked for, dillonfromsomewhere@gmail.com. If you would like to be a beloved chatter on Chatting with Beloved Chatters, you can get in contact on the Discord or on the email right there, or any miscellaneous type of horseshit, creative type stuff. I prefer writing more than acting. So if you would like a rewrite or someone to help you develop your series, movie, etc., much more natural. Came to me very first before performing did. I was very much an introvert until I got bit by the acting bug in community college and said, hey, let's do this for a while. And hey, look at Elise's backdrop there. It matches my purple backdrop. Neat.
Plain.
Then how do you explain this?
You know about that?
How could we not know? We had to change frequency so they wouldn't intercept our communication.
Yeah, they're pretty clever.
You mean Pretty Dangerous?
Dangerous.
No.
Yeah, okay, dangerous.
How did this happen?
That's a funny story. No, seriously, you're gonna laugh. I was whipping up a batch of monkeys, right? And I was like, man, these monkeys are dumb. I wonder if I can make them smarter.
And for the record,
See, right here, the character seems to have changed. She kind of went from something intense to a character that's just a cliche stoner.
you were totally drug free at this point.
Yeah.
Go on.
So I just tweaked the recipe just a tiny bit, just like a few additional centimeters of forebrain, and boom, just like that, they started talking.
Boom.
To me. Yeah. It was really freaky. I thought I was having this wicked flashback. And then they started building like these little huts and making these cute little outfits and having babies. I mean, it was charming.
Charming.
For the most part.
Here's a list of some of the charming accomplishments. Oh.
Okay, I've had enough of dissecting her audition tape here. Very out of context. It's just douche chili in general for all these audition tapes, and yeah, I've got to say, it seemed like you were two different characters. For the first 2 minutes, you were one character, and then the last minute of it, it seemed like you were another character. So that is my critique of that, without getting too far into it. And today, after the show, we will be doing a voice chat in the Discord. Feel free to join our Discord voice chat. There is the link. It's in the chat. And I've had enough of Elise for today. I would love to revisit you again, Elise. I would love to help you relaunch your show. As I say to many of the people who I lampoon on this, I'm giving you some light little jabs. I am not just smacking you across the face with my goofing. This is goofing coming from a place of love and someone who is a few months into streaming and would enjoy to help other people with their streaming. Once again, there is the Discord. You can join us for the after show voice chat. Thank you, Elise, for being our host for today. And we end the show with a few TikToks that relate to what we were talking about. So first up, we have, if I remember correctly, Rochi, not a fan at all of Meredith Bull and her DJing work. But I'm a fan of Meredith Bull and her DJing work. So here is another cat remix from Meredith Bull.
No, who's gonna make it? Oh, shit. You okay? Where are you? He's mad.
Drowning?
No. Come on, buddy. Come here.
This obviously the original cat video that she is pulling the samples from for her remix. A lot of people may have seen this one because it's a funny cat very pissed off at itself. Water!
Here. You okay? Oh, shit. You okay? Where are you?
Timbaland approved, by the way. She recently had a stitch where Timbaland called her beats hot.
No, I'm not okay. Does it look that way? I wanna go home. Just leave me alone, yeah. No, I'm not okay. I'm done playing games. You said it would be fun, but look at what you've done, yeah. Just look at what you've done, yeah. Just look at what.
That was a little bit from Meredith Bull. She has a lot of kitty cat remixes in her different songs. And here is another one that has to do with auditions. I didn't know this was a trend, and it does have some DMCA violating music here, so I am putting it on mute, but quite a few actors put up on TikTok a few movies and TV shows I've auditioned for and what I've got. Stranger Things auditioned for Nancy, and she got nothing. And this is Kirby J showing what she has auditioned for and the role that she got. Euphoria, another one, very well known. Audition for Cassie, got nothing. Mamma Mia 2, nice. Was Pierce Brosnan there? I would like to know if he's dreamy in real life, unlike Rob Lowe, whose dreaminess has to do with lighting very much. Auditioned for young Tanya and got nothing. Tall Girl, auditioned for Kimmy and got nothing. Oh, the John Cena movie, Cock Blockers. John Cena, what a great actor. Who would have thought that he would have been so good in everything that he does? Got nothing. And 100 others. And we have another actress who has the same thing. I guess because I've been through this nonsense. I really enjoy it. Jasmine E. Naomi. TV shows and movies that she has auditioned for and what she booked. She's getting down a little more. She's got a few more dance moves than our first auditioner. Riverdale auditioned for Tabitha, got nothing. Cheaper by the Dozen 3 auditioned for Deja, got nothing. Tall Girl, ooh, that is a lot of our auditioners tried to get into the Tall Girl for Jody and got nothing. This Is Us. Oh, the very much award bait. This Is Us. Teenage Beth, she auditioned for but got nothing. Mother of Salem, Abigail, and you booked nothing. And that is the whole gag, is you got nothing at all. But what is funny is I auditioned for a Chewbacca type stoner for Disjointed, and I actually was able to get a background role in that exact same role that I lost. Seeing that I thought I had it. I stayed up all night practicing my Chewbacca yawn, and I was very uplifted. Felt like I had a good audition, and then a guy walks in who looks like a Wookiee, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, you'd have to be a mute not to get this. I am fucked. And that is, of course, who got the role. And we do take the show out on a regular note, and that is attractive clowns. Lady clowns. I've been saying sexy clowns, but yeah, not all of them are sexy. We have another few short videos from Shaylia. So let's see what she has in store for us today. POV. I took Lamb Chop to our first date, and that is her puppet or stuffed animal, Lamb Chop, down bottom there. Up here. Stop looking at my Lamb Chop.
My eyes are up here, you know that, right?
But your Lamb Chop is down there. You want to see your Lamb Chop. A few more quick ones from Shaylia. POV, I'm flirting with you at a bar.
Hey, sexy. You know, you and I could put on quite the sideshow. You wet yet?
I am up for that sideshow with the squirting flower. Hopefully there would be multiple squirting flowers. Some Georgia O'Keeffe squirting flowers by the end of the date, hopefully. And one more from our buddy, Shaylia.
Hear me out. 1 second of your time. Clown Girl casting couch.
Yay! Let's do it. Let's do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live. After all, I do like writing stuff. I did start writing a Batman porno at one point. I've got to find those notes again. That was quite a silly experiment that I was putting on of writing Batman the porno. And certainly that already exists. Rule 53, Rule 54 states that it exists, and it must. There has got to be some Batman porn. There for a while, there was a studio putting out all types of that's definitely not That 70s Show. Oh boy. And Nina Hartley was starting to look old in that one. She played Kitty pretty properly because Nina Hartley finally found the wall that hit her. She was looking pretty proper for quite a while, but now she is still in the adult industry, and she's looking older. Poor Nina Hartley. But she's getting roles. She's got a whole new audience now of the old watchers. That's it for today. I believe we've got Chatting with Beloved Chatters coming up tomorrow. Dabble Storian will hopefully be in. If not, we will get him coming up soon. Dabble Storian helped me book a really cool guest for next week. We do have to confirm that over this weekend before I go promoting it. He wants a follow-up pre-interview before we promote that Chatting with the Artist. Really. So it'll be a different variation of Chatting with next week. Hopefully Chatting with Beloved Chatters tomorrow. If not, we can throw a TikTok around the clock a day early if we need a day to help get that in place. And no Friday show this week. Aiming on the Friday show, Nerds Without Dates, to come back next week after a little more experimentation with what will and won't fly with the YouTube flagging bots. They are a bunch of flags. Yes, I am in the process of reading the book. I don't want to say publicly who it is. He has agreed, but he does want to have the second pre-interview beforehand. So I have got to get in on some video games for Annie's What Is This Game for next week. Looks like XCOM Enemy Unknown will be taking the place of The Quarry. And it took me a while to warm up to The Quarry. I actually really like The Quarry now. So I was actually disappointed that had to be postponed. But hopefully that will be coming up soon, because I finally warmed up to it after a few hours of this stinks. Oh, I do like this. A lot of setup before the payoff, as a lot of good storytelling has. So, yeah, that is all for today. TikTok around the clock, Chatting with Beloved Chatters, Chatting with the Artist next week. Hopefully, our artist will indeed approve after our second pre-interview over this weekend. Big thanks to Dabble Storian for getting that set up and his upcoming interview on Chatting with Beloved Chatters. That is all from me today. Let me go ahead and sign off for realsies rather than winding up and rambling again. Thank you all for joining. Now feel free to go away.
Well, it looks like that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for going on this adventure with me. It's fun being with friends. I'll see you next time. Bye now.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.
Places all join hands, circle left. Now circle right and listen to me. LS, MFT. Elementary corners like swinging on a gate. To right to you, honey, with the right left date. Grand right and left around you go. Lucky strike means fine tobacco. Meet your honey and give her a whirl. All swing around with the little girls. Smoke 'em, then you'll see. LS, MFT. Promenade and don't you fall. Promenade around the hall. Lucky strike is first again with tobacco men. Promenade straight down the pike. It's time right now for a lucky strike. Yes, for smoking that you're bound to like, you just can't beat a lucky strike.